Oh, it's connecting. Okay.
Hi, everyone. This is Ronnie Ann Ryan, love and magical life coach. And I'm here with my friend Moira Hutchinson, and she is at Moira, what is it? No, wellnesswithmoira.com.
That's it.
Are an intuitive. I'm messing up because I didn't have my, just tell me your title because
I'm an intuitive coach, a mindset mentor, energy healer, and a tarot card reader.
There you
I always
go.
have my tarot cards nearby.
There you go. So many opportunities, so many things. You know, it's so funny how years ago, I will tell you that I had two different businesses. So I had love coaching and then I had marketing and copywriting. And people would say to me, you really need to focus. You need to focus on one thing and you're splitting yourself and that's going to make neither business work. And that was just nonsense for me because sometimes one business would be better than the other. And that's true. And and sometimes I get frustrated with one, so I would focus on the other. But ultimately, some of the people who gave me the hardest time now have multiple businesses. That's all I want to say. Stick to what you know. And if you do 4 or 5 things well, go for it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We have one life. Enjoy yourself. Okay. So here we are. We're talking about the love forecast for May. And I have to tell you, today is my anniversary, 22 years married.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect day to do the forecast.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
So you can ride on the coattails of my love success. I am so happy to share. And I will tell you that, you know, that is a real thing that when other people are in love and you're around them more, you know, like when the royals get married or whatever, there's a big love bubble in there and that affects everyone.
You can all breathe it in. Yeah.
Yes. And increases the chances for you to find love. So I always love this day every year because I have all these flowering trees that are always in full bloom on May 5th. And it is Cinco de Mayo. So you can always go and, you know, grab a margarita, right?
There you go. Nice celebration.
What's happening with the moon and the stars and the planets or whatever? What's going on for us in May?
So 2 kind of cool things to share with you. On the 3rd, so 2 days ago, we had the waxing moon in the sign of Gemini, in the sign of love, communication. It's a little bit of magical energy. Thought that you would love that.
I did. And I read your newsletter that day.
Thank you.
I shared it.
Wonderful. Yeah. I just thought I wanted to bring that in because we're still so it's 2 days ago, but we still have that energy. And it's so much about feeling in that magic, but also getting clear on your deepest desires and tapping into your inner wisdom. And once you get really clear on what your vision is, what makes you light up, what makes you happy, is communicate it. A bit like what you just said, Ronnie, about when we have our vision of love or our flavor of how that is, by sharing it, we actually get to allow other people to step into that as well. It doesn't mean, right? So it means that you sharing it will help you create it more and have it co-created. So the other piece I wanted to share, so that's the part of the moon, and we're also in an eclipse season. So on the new moon, which happened last week, that was on a partial solar eclipse, and that opened the eclipse window. And then on the full moon, I think it's a lunar eclipse that we'll have, and that kind of closes it. But we're still there's still more eclipsing because the whole period lasts for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
But it's all about letting go.
Oh,
you know, I love the whole thing about letting go.
You do, Moira. You're good at it. Yeah.
So it's about letting go of things that don't align with that deepest desire, with that heart, with that love of you. You loving you is the biggest thing that starts all love affairs, right?
For sure. It is so important. And that can also come with some self-care, taking care of yourself. Although taking care of yourself doesn't mean you love yourself, but it's a nice step for sure. And, taking care of yourself is always good. And once in a while, you really need to put yourself first. And that's
Absolutely.
why when you love yourself, you take care of yourself. I love what Mama Gina used to say, a pampered woman is a happy woman. So take good care of yourself. And so I loved what you were saying about that crescent waxing moon and how it was magical. And
Mhm.
I definitely leveraged that. And the new moon, which was on April 30th, was so special because it was a double new moon month. That was called the dark moon.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before. So I guess it only happens like every 3 years or so.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty auspicious though. But then, and I'm just going to do a little PS here about the planetary influences. We've got another Mercury retrograde coming up, and it's going to be with us on May 10th. This
Oh,
year, we have 4 Mercury retrogrades. Normally we have 3. So 2022 is a big auspicious year. Mercury retrograde is going to be moving from Gemini into Taurus. But you see, Mercury is bonded with Gemini, so it's very much at home. So it's a really, really about watching your communication, about your what it is you want to create, what you want to experience, how is your relationship with you, and also to come into that nurturing. Taurus is all about the nurturing and the feeling
oh,
good
really?
in yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I just went through a very big personal lesson on setting your intentions clearly and how wording is vitally important. You really want to think about it. And, I was working with one of my clients and she was telling me also about a man, she wanted to manifest romance. So what she said was, I want to manifest a man in my life, someone who I can have fun with and this and that, whatever. And it's in a group setting. And so somebody else said, don't you want it to be romantic? I'm like, oh my gosh. So you want to manifest a man, but you don't want just somebody to go bowling with. You want, you're looking for romance. So based on what you're just saying, be specific.
Yeah.
Really think about the words you use and what you're saying.
Mhm.
And so if you are looking for love, I hope you won't spend a lot of time kind of beating up on men as you talk to your girlfriends, because that is counterproductive energetically, So since we're in the process of letting go, if that's one of your habits, I'm just going to compassionately encourage you, right, to try to let that go. And so what I do in that situation, when I find, because I'm human, I do this stuff all the time, right? And then I go, all right, wait, what would I rather be thinking? What would I rather say? What would be more positive? And, so you can say, oh, I want to feel love. I want to be in love. I am love. And that's another really good
Beautiful one to say. I love that one.
I am
love.
All right. So let's pick a card.
Absolutely. So I've been shuffling the tarot cards, just imprinting all this awesome stellar energy on it. And I love this because the card that's come up for us is the 7 of Swords.
Huh.
And that's a really, really awesome, it just feeds so beautifully into what we were just saying. So 7 of Swords is very much about suggesting to you that when you have all these thoughts and ideas and words and verbiage around who are you, what is it you want to manifest or create or experience or pull into you. And sometimes when you do that, you can get clear on, oh, there's a restrictive one, a little bit like what you just said, right? So it's like, well, if I say I want to have this kind of, I want to attract this kind of relationship or partnership, but then when I see somebody else having it, maybe I speak badly about it, or I give some kind of, aspersions against it. Those are the things you got to let go. And that's what the symbology of the 7 of Swords is go ahead with the ones that suit what it is you want to create and leave behind the ones that don't.
I get it. That makes so much sense. Yes.
Doesn't it?
So weed through.
Yes.
Weed out.
Yes.
And let go of things that, might drag you down, or memories that aren't helpful. find a replacement thought. That's one of the things I recommend too. Like if you have something that makes you unhappy, every time you think of it, if you have an automatic replacement thought and you wake up in the moment of that unhappy thought, then you can go right to something that makes you happy and lift your
Absolutely.
spirit again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I picked a card also from the Archangel deck, which I just love and have to laugh every time I use it because it's so beautiful. And my girlfriend bought it for me for my birthday at TJ Maxx. I just can't believe it. Anyway, so this card is, let's see, Archangel, it's either Jersisa or Gersisa. So I'm not sure, but oh, so beautiful. And a little bit of
That's
Stonehenge there, right?
gorgeous.
that
That's
gorgeous?
beautiful. And lots of purple. Gotta love the
Oh,
purple.
These cards are just remarkable. They're by Diana Cooper. Anyway, it says, create a solid spiritual foundation, be in service to the planet. So, she's reaching down and at her hands to send light to Stonehenge. That's what that looks like to me.
Yeah, it does to me.
So, yeah. And so what comes to me about that is that when you're in a place of service, then you're sharing really good energy. And that's a great way to share your love.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's
And
beautiful.
the more love you bring to light, the more love you bring to the planet, the more magnetic you are for, guess what? More love. Yay! I love how that works.
That's so perfect. One begets the other. And isn't that beautiful? Because there's such a beautiful, there's that upward spiral vibe about that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The more you feel it, the more you see it, the more you attract it.
Yes.
So I'm going to pull another card because we like to do 2 cards each, don't we?
We do.
I'm going to pull a card from this Soulful Woman deck because I just really loved this deck because
nice.
It feels so supportive for these love forecasts with you, Ronnie.
Agreed.
And this is the art. I always love to share the artwork with you, and I kind of got a bit of a glare on there. Isn't that gorgeous?
Very
feminine. She's got the moon in her hands.
Is that the moon or the sun? It's yellow.
Well, it could be either or. I guess it's the sun, but it's
be.
got all these stars around it too.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but so the card itself is called Savoring the Positive, and the affirmation with this, isn't that perfect?
Yes.
Affirmation is, I allow myself the spaciousness of savoring the delicious gifts in my life. Oh, that just gave me quite the lift.
Honestly, you can't ever go wrong with a grateful heart. Ever,
Nope.
ever. And when you have a grateful heart, then people see you in such a positive light, whether that's the sun or the moon. You're right. It's shiny. It's light. There's energy. It's positive. It's fulfilling. So that is fabulous. That's another really, really good card.
Perfect card. So in keeping with all of the things we've touched on.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so true. And honestly, I think that I call this, I'm a love and dating coach. So I've been doing this for 20 years and I call this the high season, the high season. And so like if you were a debutante and you were coming out, this would be the high season where you'd be coming out and going to all the balls. Well, this is the high season for dating. May, June, July, August, September. These are the very best months, especially in the Northeast or in the middle, the middle of the country or the Northwest, whatever, anywhere in the North.
Anywhere.
We don't get that warm weather all year. And so once it gets warm and the flowers come out and the leaves start on the trees, people are so much friendlier, so much more social. So this is the time. So if you're going to look for love, get busy. Get
it's
out there.
Starting to bud. All the buds are coming out.
Yeah. All right.
Love that.
So I do too. So let me pick one last card from the Elemental Wisdom deck, which is my deck that I designed. And let's see what we get. Oh, yes. So this is the daisy.
Beautiful.
Now, the thing about, I know, isn't it beautiful? And I always think of that daisy as putting its little face up to the sun. And so this is in a very positive card. I also find that those 2 leaves, they're like somebody being victorious, with their arms up in the air.
Yeah.
And
totally.
so in thriving in
Definitely.
any circumstances. because daisies are almost like, in a way, I don't want to say this, but they're sort of like weeds. Like they can grow anywhere. They are so, they just know how to thrive wherever
I was
they
going to
are.
say that's resilient, right? They're
Resilient.
resilient.
Beautiful. And so you can be like that, Daisy. You can put your face up to the sun. You can smile and feel good about what's happening. You can look at the flowers and think of the springtime here and the leaves on the trees and all the things that are blooming, including the possibility of love. So it's a
Absolutely.
very positive month.
A beautiful one. I love that.
Excellent. Well, I am just thrilled to have another opportunity to do the love forecast with you, Moira. And I want to thank you again for being here and making this happen. I really appreciate you and all of your delightful wisdom. And for everyone watching and listening, thanks for listening to the love forecast. And we'll see you again in June.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate coming on here with you too, Ronnie. Bye.
It's my pleasure.
Bye.
Wishing you love.